Miami Dolphins post-game reaction show after their 31-24 win over the New York Jets. Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports, ready to break down everything for you. We're going to have some highlights. We got some stats. I'm going to tell you who the MVP in this game was. I'll give you a grade on the offense, the overall rating of the defense, and at the very end of today's show, the Dolphins have won 6 games. We're going to look at the NFL playoff picture. So if you still got your fingernails left after this game, congratulations, because not many Dolphins fans do. I'll be honest, when I saw Miami go down 10-0, I was like, oh man, I think they're going to lose. I think they're going to lose to the New York Jets. But credit to Tua, credit to the entire offense, and credit to even the defense in general. You never saw any panic. And a lot of times in a lot of these young teams, you see them start to panic a bit. Now, sure, if you watch the game, it was a pretty sloppy performance. It's why New York was able to hang in this one. But at the end of the day, a good team was able to find a way to ultimately come away with a win. So what I want you guys to do right now, because obviously I'm breaking all this down, and for some of you that are new to somewhat of our Chat Sports content is, we are an interactive YouTube channel. So what I want you to do is go down to the comments section and let me know, who was the Dolphins MVP today? The MVP for the Miami Dolphins, and I am so happy for this guy. Maybe he just thrives being down in Miami. It's Duke Johnson. He had himself one hell of a football game today. It didn't matter what they asked him to do. He was able to do it. So he had 22 carries. He had 107 yards, 4.9 yards per carry, and 2 rushing touchdowns. Also, his ability to be able to catch the football. He had a 20-yard pickup as well through the air. Miami's going to have a real tough decision to make because I've always been a fan of Myles Gaskin. And not that he had a bad game. He had 10 carries for 54 yards. But in all honesty, Duke Johnson, the way that he played today, I think he earned himself a starting gig. He was able to practice the entire week. He's never really been somebody that's been that incorporated into this offense, signed just a few weeks ago off the free agent market. I mean, you guys can let me know, has Duke Johnson earned himself a starting role? After the performance I saw today, he was breaking tackles. He was looking good in pass protection. He was doing everything that Miami asked him to do. And even though it was a sloppy game, I thought he had himself one hell of a game. 6 weeks in a row, I have been able to say this. More subs means more Dolphins dubs. And at this point, I'm not going to change it. Miami has won 6 straight games. You were 1-7 and now 7-7, clearly in the playoff picture. So if you're a Dolphins fan, if you don't subscribe, the Dolphins might lose their next game. I know you don't want that to happen. This team is rolling in Hard Rock Stadium, and I always say rocking and rolling. So make sure you guys are rocking and rolling with us. Hit that big red button that says subscribe. Now let's look at the Dolphins offense in today's game. You put up 31 points. Total yards, 380. Pass yards, 196. Not great, but your ability to be able to run the football effectively with 184. Here's the number. Here's the number that's going to make Brian Flores want to give out coal for Christmas. 3 turnovers. One of my keys to victory this week for Miami, and basically every time a team goes up against the Jets. Don't turn the ball over, you're going to win the game. Because as soon as you turn the ball over, you give New York a short field. That's when they at least have the opportunity to be like, okay, we might be able to hang with this team. Now, 2 of the stats were not pretty. 16-27, 196 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. He did fumble once, but it was recovered. But I'm going to say this. Even though Tua didn't play well today, when it mattered the most, the final drive after throwing a pick 6, Dolphins are up 24-17. He throws a terrible ball to the left. I don't know where he's looking for. It's picked off. 24-24. He then leads a drive, 75 yards all the way down the field. Dolphins score a touchdown. That's what good quarterbacks do. You put the stuff on the back burner, and you convert when it matters the most. And he was able to do it without his top receiver, Jalen Waddle, who was unable to play in this game due to COVID. So it was like, okay, who's going to step up? Who's going to be his go-to guy? His go-to guy was Devante Parker, and it's good to see Devante out there fully healthy. He had 4 catches, 68 yards, and a touchdown. He was making big play after big play after big play. Also, Isaiah Ford, I'll get it. 3 catches, 51 yards. Mike Gesicki, 5 catches, 43 yards. Didn't do too much, but did just enough. And let's talk about the big fella who also got it working on the offensive side of the football. Not only did Wilkins have 7 tackles, not only did he have a tackle for a loss, he also had 1 catch for 1 yard and a touchdown. I want everyone down in those comments showing Wilkins some love. Everyone spam 94. Now it's your time to be the teacher, and I told you we're going to get some grades on today's show. I want you to grade the Dolphins offense up against the New York Jets. A, B, C, D, or F. Now, you put up 31 points. You had almost 400 total yards. But the reason why I'm going to go ahead and give the Dolphins this grade, I'm going to give them a B- for the simple fact of the 3 turnovers. It was sloppy football, and if you weren't playing one of the worst teams in the league, you probably end up losing that game. Now you were able to come out with a win, which is good. You move on, you put it in your back burner because now you got a big game up against the New Orleans Saints. However, the offense gets a B- grade. Now, if you want to bet on the Dolphins the rest of the season, I mean, if you've been betting on Miami the past few weeks, you've been making some money. Now, if you want to bet on more NFL games this upcoming week, maybe Sunday Night Football, you want to bet on both Monday night games, both Tuesday games, what about college football bowl games? You can do all of that. All you got to do is go to chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Dolphins125. It's going to get you a 125% deposit bonus. So you can actually put down $100 and get $125 for free. The example I've been given is, imagine you order a pizza, they give you a free pizza, and then they give you an extra 2 slices on top of that. That's how good this deal is. Put your money where your mouth is. Go bet on the Dolphins. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Dolphins125. All right, so let's look at the score here one more time. Miami comes away with a win in Week 15, 31-24. Zach Wilson of the Jets, 13 of 23, 170 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Tevin Coleman, 8 carries, 50 yards. Jamison Crowder, 5 catches for 48 yards. Now, the Miami defense coming into this game has been absolutely sensational. I've been allowing less than 11 points per game on average the last 5. Now, you allowed 17, and what's kind of funny about that is the Miami defense, the most points that they've given up during their win streak was actually last time also to the New York Jets. They gave up 17. Now, you saw 24 points. Remember, Tua threw a pick 6, so that's not on the defense. But you allowed only 228 yards, 126 passing yards, 102 rushing yards. You had a turnover, which I was impressed by because Javon Holland, who really was hoping he was going to be able to go in this game, didn't see him out there on the field, and realistically, when you don't have a player like Holland, the way he's been flying all over the place, that's really going to hurt you. Also, your other rookie, who's been a standout, who's had 6.5 sacks the last 3 weeks, he only had 2 tackles and 1 tackle for a loss. What good teams are able to do, and when your stars aren't able to play, Jalen Waddle, Javon Holland, Jalen Phillips didn't show up, other guys are able to step up. Jerome Baker, he had himself a game. 7 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for a loss in this one, plus 2 quarterback hits. The linebacker was flying all over the field. Brandon Jones, he had himself 6 tackles, a sack as well. What about Andrew Van Ginkel? Great hair, 4 tackles. He had himself also a sack in this game. But, I mean, from top to bottom, guys were able to step up. I mean, even Emmanuel Ogbah, another game with a sack and a tackle for loss. They rattled Zach Wilson, and even though the offense let them down and put them in some pretty tough positions, the fact that they only gave up 17 points on defense shows that this is one of the best defenses in all of football. So what do y'all think here? Rate the Dolphins defense up against the New York Jets. Scale from 0 to 100. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say this. The grade that you're going to see, like, I feel like some people are going to be like, oh, it was a 90. Could have been even higher than that. I just have really high expectations for this Dolphins defense. I'm going to give them an 85 grade. Holding a team to 17 points is productive. Holding an NFL team under 300 total yards, also very impressive. It's still, though, the New York Jets. You got to be able to come up clean. And the beginning was really, really shaky to me. So here's how the rest of the season's going to end. I said a few weeks ago, if the Dolphins win out, you have a realistic chance to make the playoffs. You can beat New Orleans. The Titans lost again today, and New England lost on Saturday to the Colts, and the Dolphins have already beaten New England. So as it stands right now, as I am filming this video, here is what the latest AFC playoff picture. Now, in terms of games that are still going on, the Bengals are up 3-0 over the Denver Broncos. The Falcons and 49ers, that game's 10-3 right now. So, and then the Ravens, they're up 7-0 actually over the Green Bay Packers. But the new division leader, the Kansas City Chiefs, with a 10-4 record. The Patriots, Titans, they both lose. They're still, though, at 2-3. The Colts, they won 8-6. Chargers, they won 8-6. The Bills, they won at 8-6. So there's still an up-road battle to be able to go. But I'm telling y'all, the Dolphins, they still have a chance. Last week on a mailbag, somebody told me, don't say the word playoffs. Unfortunately, if I say the word tournament, If I say the word elimination, it all just sounds kind of weird. So if you think the 7-7 Dolphins will make the playoffs, I want every person down there to go ahead and spam playoffs down in the comments section. So we got a 31-24 win for Miami. It was a nail-biter. It was a sloppy game. Tua had a bad pick six, but the very next drive said, you know what? I got it under control. Went ahead, led a beautiful touchdown drive to give the Dolphins a win. At the end of the day, ugly win, but a win is a win in the NFL. Dolphins 7-7, 6-game winning streak after taking down the Jets 31-24.